What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today is another reading update. It's the beginning of August, and there are quite a few books that I'm really excited to listen and read. Actually, I will be listening this month. Okay, until I finish Dungeon Crawler Carl, I will be listening to audiobooks. I kind of have to. I'm kind of locked into that. I'm not gonna lie, but there's a lot of books that I want to read this month, and I'm not gonna get to all of them. But there are a couple of priorities. And in last week's video, I kind of talked about what my August TBR was going to be, and I've already started cracking on one of them, or a good amount of them actually. The first book that I read in August was Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 3, the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook, and I'll tell you guys about this here later. I also tried reading Chrysalis, The Ant Venture Begins, and I will tell you guys about that. I have not started the Burning Queen arc that I have. I do have to read The Will of the Many this week for our book club next Monday. And this is the most exciting, literally the most exciting thing that happened. At the end of last week, I got the email that I got approved for the Arc of Reckoning, which is book 4 of the Songs of Chaos series by Michael R. Miller. And if you know me, you know that Ascendant, the Songs of Chaos series, has been my favorite series of 2025. And so I got approved for the arc. So I've been reading that, and it has been so good so far. I'm only being at the beginning, but it's been so good so far. It feels so nice to be back in this world, and I'm just so excited to talk to you guys about that. But before we get into talking about the books that I have read and that I'm currently reading, consider leaving a like on the video. Consider commenting what you're reading recently, what you have been reading. If you think this video is good, send it to somebody else who you think might like this channel or my videos. This weekend, I actually went to the beach, and I got something that's like really cool. I usually don't get things like this, but I just feel like I wanted to, right? This is a mini pocket journal, really tiny. And essentially what they did was they just took a lot of like mini journals and put like 5 like journal pages into one big one and just bound them all together. But it's so cute. Like it has like this little latch in the front, and then it hooks in like this. There's a little bit of like whatever you call leather, not leather work, but whatever you call this stuff on the side. It's of a felt material, so it makes me feel really nice, like holding it. It makes it feel like I'm holding like an old book, old leather bound book type of thing, even though it's felt. The only thing is I don't have many pens that are really like working in terms of writing in this, but originally I was gonna like take notes on all the books that I read in this, like every page is a book or whatever, but I thought that'd be too much. So I'm just making it like a daily thoughts thing of like really limiting what I want to say and what I want to talk to 1 page a day, and like just put my daily thoughts down in this. Maybe over time I'll expand it to use multiple pages per day if I'm having a lot of thoughts. But anyways, I got this weekend and I love it, and it's my current obsession. Second thing is we were at the mall yesterday and we were buying a book for my wife. Pause. Where's the book you bought? To show off in the video. We also bought a book at the mall, and so I will show you the little bit of a book haul that we did get, because we did get a book this week. But anyways, I was at the mall yesterday buying this book, and the cashier there was like, "Oh, I like your chain." Just talking about the Frith Guild chain that I have locked and loaded, and I told her, she's like, "What is it?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, thanks. It's from a book series." And she's like, "Oh, which one?" I said, "It's the Nightmare Arcanist. It's the Frith Chronicles series by Seamus Stovall." And before I could continue talking about it, she just switched gears and started talking about the rewards points that I have at the bookstore, and I can get $5 off my purchase, which means I have a lot of points at that bookstore, because I do go to that one regularly. And I was like, man, I wanted to keep talking to you about the book that I like, that this tag is from. I didn't get to finish my spiel on the books that I like. So, but that was really a fun, cute little interaction. So let's start talking about books. Let's actually start talking about books right now, okay? You guys have to tell me if you guys like these, like the little intro and the outro music that I got done. I personally love them. I love that. But if you're not fucking with it, you're not rocking with it, if you think it'd be a better viewing experience if I didn't have it, let me know. And then I'll just go cry in a corner, but I will consider taking it out. So we bought The Seventh Son by Lainey Forbes for my wife. She wanted to try reading this book because the only reason we went to the bookstore was to get her a book, not to get me a book. I avoided buying any books yesterday. You better be proud of me. I avoided buying any books yesterday, but we bought The Seventh Son. She was basically looking at book 2 and was interested in book 2, and the cashier was like, actually, that's book 2. Book 1's over there on the other shelf. We're running out of stock on it. But it's a fantasy book. Yeah. I don't really know much about this book. I'm assuming it's good. It looks like inspired from old Central American history, like the Mayan history. It looks like inspired by that. But yeah, it's inspired by Aztec and Mayan legends. And so hopefully she likes it. I don't know if she will, but hopefully she likes it. She was looking for a more romantic-y vibe, and I don't think we found any there. She picked up Light Lark, and I was like, mixed reviews. If you want to read it, read it. We don't read Light Lark here. But if you want to read it, read it. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, she ended on the seventh Son. I will let you guys know what she thinks when she reads it, which will not be for a while. Let's talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl. Okay, let's talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl, the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook. I think there's so much good stuff in this book, but to everybody's point, it fucking drags. I'm sick of trains. Absolutely sick of trains. I don't care. Don't talk to me about a train anymore. I could care less. But this book was very good nonetheless. Once again, I read and used the audiobook intermittently. I didn't just use the entire audiobook the entire time. But this was really good. Basically, Carl, Princess Donut, the Velociraptor, and Katya are on floor 4, I believe. This is floor 4, which is an entire train pasta loop of a train system, and they have to figure it out. I think where it lost me was because it was just so train heavy. So there was a lot of comment about cars and engine cars and carts and this and that and all this train vernacular and these rails. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, really. But there was so much lore progression here. There was so much story progression here that was very, very, very interesting. Some interesting power-ups for everybody. Carl got access to this thing called the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook, which is, on the surface, it reads like the system thinks it's a cookbook, and when you open it, it's actually notes and like recipes and crafting recipes and ingredients and methods and stuff left from previous crawlers in this game. So Carl basically got the notes and thoughts and guidance of all the previous crawlers before him in this book, and he has the opportunity to add his own to it. And I love that. I actually do love when a story does that, where it's a collection of the knowledge from previous people who've been in your place to then give you guidance and things like that, and then have you add to it in case you don't survive, and then you're putting your own knowledge forth to the next person who might get this. So that was really cool. We had a couple of deaths in this book that I was not expecting. I was not expecting the second or third ranked crawler to die the way they did. I love Katya's ability, and I love what happened in that scene, right? Like the way. So for those of you who haven't read this book, I'm not going to spoil it aggressively. But Carl figured out a very interesting way to use Katya's, I don't think she's I think doppelganger ability. And basically, she, along with the doppelganger ability, she can also warp metals into her body. And so he figured out a way to store metal on and in her inventory, to when she needs to get it, she can take it out, and all the 1,500 tons of metal that are in her pseudo backpack, she can use all of that metal to warp herself to get 7-8 feet tall, reinforce her hands, basically turn herself into a fucking ballista, turn herself into the wedge guard of the front of a train, which is one of the things they did in this book. It was really cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was really, really cool. I appreciated those things, those quirky, like Carl type of things in this book. I'm sick of trains. I'm sick of trains, but this was a good book. I am sick of trains, but it was a good book. I'm looking forward to book 4, but I am taking a break from Dungeon Crawler Carl for now. This so far has been the most technical of the books, I would say, just with everything happening about like them trying to figure out the train systems and having to like write things down. And I did think there was a nice touch in here where at the beginning of the stage, Mordecai did something that put himself in a timeout. So he was out for like 6 to 8 days. He only came back like a day and a quarter before they had to be out of the floor. So it was really cool showing that, like, okay, cool. Carl and Donut and Katya have to do this by themselves. They cannot rely on Mordecai. You also see a good amount of working together type of, what's the word for it? Not camaraderie. You see a lot more of the crawlers in this one trying to work together because Carl's trying to keep his humanity. He was just trying to like chat to everybody, saying, here's what I found, here's what we found, what have you guys found, trying to like be very collaborative on this floor because it's so messy, it's so freaky, it's so weird. But yeah, a lot of people did say like don't try and figure out the train system. I still tried to figure out the train system, not because I wanted to, right? Not because I wanted to. It's because I imagine everything that I read. So no matter what they're saying, I have to like try to make sense of it in my brain because I see what I read in my brain, right? I don't just read, right? I see things very vividly in my brain. I'm one of those people. I'm not on the aphantasia spectrum, on the other side where I see everything vividly. So even if I, like, against my will, I was like trying to figure out what is this spiral, right? The Valte Corpse emblem against the Borant Corp or whatever it is, and the fucking political, commentary and stuff that was going on and all this stuff, right? There's so much. There's so much in this book. But book 4, which is somewhere here in my room, I will be reading that probably after I get through the 2 arcs, because I want to get through those 2 arcs first. But before we even talk about the arcs, we have to talk about a very special book called Chrysalis, the Ant Venture. This was so dog shit. Oh my god, this book was so bad. I didn't even finish it. I did not finish it. Book Talk is 0 for 3 on giving me book recommendations so far. They are 0 for 3. Booktube, I need your help. Because if you are watching this, I need your help to recommend me actually good books because TikTok is 0 for 3. And I can't, it's hard to explain why this book was so bad. And the best way that I can say it is it was just written in a style that I despise. It's like almost breaking the fourth wall, self-aware type of commentary. It's like, oh my god, where am I? What is this white light? Oh my god, I'm an ant. What are these things? Oh my god, these are my pincers. This is my thorax. Oh, what is happening? Click, clack, click, clack. Gandalf, is that you? Thinking about like the AI system's voice sounds like a fucking Gandalf type voice. Gandalf, is that you? Do you want to continue with your quest? Yes, Gandalf, I definitely. It's just so, oh my god. It hurt. It actually hurt. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I would have pushed through if I could. I promise you, I would have pushed through if I could. I would have pushed through if I could. I literally could not continue. I was like, there is so any other book in my life that I could read right now. I would rather respectfully go back to Insatiable or try to finish through the Aching Door than continue this book. Yeah, so that was just not. It was not a good book in my opinion. It was just not written for me. Let's put it that way, right? It was just not written for me. Okay, so now we have to talk about Reckoning because I have been reading and I'm so excited. Reckoning picks up a couple of weeks after the events of Defined, right? Rustam Adaskar is dead. Vald and Rydendra have pledged themselves to the Storm Elder. Vald and Rydendra have Vald has ascended past the Paragon to developing his own core, but he did not know that his core starts from level 1. So now he has this tiny ass little core. Rydendra's core is obviously huge and massive, and they don't have the same moat channels anymore to like share magic and everything. And so now Rydendra has a dragon, has to figure out how to cleanse and forge and get like proficient at cleansing and forging Vald's core, while Vald has to cleanse and forge Rydendra's core, which he has done because he's a paragon. He knows how to do that shit in his sleep, but Rydendra doesn't. He doesn't know how to match up like the rhythm and the breathing and all that stuff. And so they're very frustrated. They're very weak right now because he doesn't have magic to pull on in his own core. He can try to pull through Rydendra's, but it's not as good anymore. Like he has to rely on his own core for a lot of his own magic now. And so that's a thing. Talia and Pyra are still fighting against the different factions, and they're getting some heat from from her uncle Roland's Brennan or Brennish forces. He's basically saying, I'm gonna take control because you're not doing it. You're not getting the job done. I'm sorry, we can't wait. So she's still. I highlighted this section in the book because I did enjoy it, and it is basically the crux of Pyra's entire story arc, which is there was always too little time, always forever torn. Writer, queen, friend, human being, she could never be enough of one, and that is really all of that. That's really the issue with her story is she can't be a queen and a writer and excel in both because she needs time to do one or the other, or she needs time to do so many things, and she just can't. So she's still having a trouble with the political wartime game. We do get the point of view of Nilok and Neva, who are the ice paragons, the frost paragons. And so her perspective is very interesting because she was taken advantage of and led astray by the ice elder, because the ice elder pledged its allegiance to the sovereign. And then so seeing Neva and Nilok trying to figure out, okay, what do we do now? Like, where do we go? The riders are not following us because Adaskar told them that we're traitors. So anywhere we go, they're going to be like, we can't trust you. They can't go to Vald the Storm Elder because they might try to like get their allegiance or kill them or fight them. And they're like, how do we stop Thrall and Sovereign? Because for them, like the biggest threat is still Thrall and Sovereign. It's not the hive mind. The Scourge is, an extension of Thrall and Sovereign. It's not each other, right? She's not trying to fight the elders, right? She's trying to stop Thrall and Sovereign. She's like, who's gonna do that? I'm pretty sure at some point they're gonna team up. They're gonna meet Holt and Ash. I just haven't gotten there yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. Rake meets up with Eidolon and the new hatchling that they saved in book 3. Her name is Yume. She's a mystic. She's a mystic dragon hatchling. So they're traveling, and then they meet up with Holt and Ash, which is really cool, which is really a good, heartwarming thing to see. Osric and Nox on the other side are still leading their crew, or like jackals and hounds, across the undisputed land, trying to get away from the Red Barrow where they were. And they stumble upon Holt and Ash as well, and Holt and Ash have been at Red Rock this entire time, taking care of the inhabitants of Red Rock, trying to clear out the Scourge, trying to get stronger themselves, etc., and trying to just, plan their next move. And so where I left off is actually where Rake, Eidolon, and Yume are going one way, because Rake is really trying to figure out what happened to Elia. Can I get her back? So he's traveling back to where he and Elia first tried to join their cores together, and where the whole mishap happened. So he's taking Eidolon and Yume. Osric and Nox are going a different way to the undisputed lands, or to the desert is what he called it, because he needs to do things there. And then Holt and Ash, along with Aberranth, are going to the Fey Forest to help the Earth Warden and the Earth Dragons fight against the Scourge and Sovereign who are going to attack that place soon. So now they're all splitting up again. Oh my God, guys! Michael R. Miller is releasing a plushie of Rake. I'm so excited for this. I'm so aggressively excited for this. You guys don't even know, because I missed out on the Ash one, and I need this one. It's going live in like 48 hours from the time I'm recording this, which means it will be live probably Wednesday, which is when this is going up. It's live right now, guys. The pre-orders are live right now. I'll put a picture of it on. I'll put a picture of it and the Ash one up for you. I think the Ash one might go live for a little bit as well. I think they might bring the Ash one back because of the Rake one. Either way, I'm buying one or both. I'm buying one or both. We just don't know which one, and you don't know which one until I buy it, and then I tell you which ones I bought, okay? So I am excited for that. It will be going on the bookshelf. I'm so pumped. And it actually, I had my own vision of how Rake looked. I did not expect him to look like the color scheme that he is. But now that I know the color scheme, I just have a more vivid image of Rake in my head, which is always good. I can always get more Rake. So that has been my progress into Reckoning. I will be storming through this book, like effective immediately. Going off of that, once I finish Reckoning, I will move on to the Burning Queen. But this week, I do also need to read the Will of the Many chapters that I have for the next book club live that we're doing which will be next week. By the time this goes up, next Monday, it'll be very exciting. Last time when we were live, we were literally live talking and swinging our clubs the entire, like not the entire time. We did like 3 minute increments, but we were just swinging these things the entire time, and we were just talking about books, which was really fun. I had a really good time doing it, and I really appreciate him doing that with me. I think that's it for a reading update, guys. I think that's it for our time today. I'm so sad. I wanted to talk to you guys more, but I like these short reading updates for you guys just because I feel like I don't know how much you want for me to talk about certain books, and so I'm just giving you like what I think in general about these books. And you know, when I do finish them, I tell you as much as I can in terms of review without spoiling things. I'm not really a spoiler type of reviewer. I'm really more of a, here are all the things I liked, here are a couple of things that I didn't like vaguely. Here are themes that I enjoyed, here are themes that I didn't enjoy, without trying to spoil it for you guys. I'm really trying to like let you guys know, here is what I think about the book without saying, these are the characters, here's what happens, and here's why I didn't like it. But I think eventually, like, I'll probably dive into a series with spoilers, like one big massive video talking about like the entire set of like a series or whatever, and just talk about that. An archive review, essentially. But yeah, for now, that is this week's reading update. I'm going to go read more tonight because I read more this morning and I need more tonight before I go to bed. You guys keep reading, keep turning the page. If you pick up any of these books, if you read any of these books, remember to leave a review for the author. Remember to leave a review for the author. But in that review, make sure you let them know that Entro sent you. Okay? Let them know that Entro sent you. When you recommend a book to somebody, let them know that Entro sent you. And then send them over here. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this. I will see you guys next week. Peace.